Hello and welcome to a quick demo meant for human resource professionals that aims to show a different way to monitor and analyze staff satisfaction. If we accept that the classic motivation survey, how many companies monitor staff satisfaction today, means that from time to time, 6 months or 12 months, uh, you send out a detailed survey that is more or less the same for all employees, that has many questions on it. We could safely assume that this is a bit of a slow way to gather the data, and this in turn leads to slow analysis of the data. Our approach is to look at the natural structure of companies, the fact that they have different branch offices, different departments, and there are people at different positions. So in our way of thinking, what we call the net vote always on approach, we divide the tasks in order to ensure a continuous data gathering, in order to, by allowing employees to signal to you very quickly and intuitively how they feel in that particular moment in time when they themselves want to express their opinion. And this is not meant to say that it can be done as opposed to the classic survey, but rather something that is a process that's going on in parallel. It's a way to gather quick input and a way that leads to constant analysis. And last but not least, it features an additional security layer, ranging from the fact that uh, because we're a third-party provider of the solution, we can guarantee that all the data is encrypted and anonymity is not broken within your organization. One of the major ways we do this is by dividing the task into many topics. So in this way of thinking, each branch office has its own topic, each department has their own topics, and even each position within the company can have their own topics. And what we mean by that, you'll see in just a bit. But essentially, a way of thinking about it is that if an employee in branch office 1 feels that they need more training, they could simply open in the browser by using their own device, smartphone, tablet, or PC, a simple link, and indicate to you very quickly how they feel about working at that branch office, and be greeted with the relevant follow-up questions. On the right, you can see a short demo of the interface, or how it looks like when used on mobile. People simply slide up or down to indicate initial sentiment on the various topics, and they're prompted to log in. If they log in with your company email, we can have 100% assurance that all the data is real and done only by your employees. And then what follows is whatever questions, multiple choice or open-ended, you wish to ask them in that particular context. So they can be very different depending on the sentiment that was expressed or the topic they're expressing it on. One way to think about it is that our approach is somewhat closer to Twitter than it is to a normal classic survey. And what this allows us to do is to make sure that we can accommodate any scenario. If you look at the graph on the left, you see a symbolic representation of the difference between the classic big survey approach and what we're proposing. On the left, your organization defines its needs. It takes days for you and your colleagues in the HR department to form a questionnaire that needs to be applicable to all people in all offices and from all positions. Then it takes again days to distribute and wait for the result. Perhaps it will take you weeks to analyze the result, draft a report, and report to your management. With the approach on the right, we make somewhat of a sensor network around each touch point, each department, each branch office within your organization. This allows a human-centric design so that each one of your colleagues can express their opinion on whatever they have an opinion on, be it internal um, trainings or the atmosphere in the office or department they work with, etc. And this allows for a really quick intake of data that is verifiable and auditable, and automatic analysis via algorithms. The interface is meant to be as easy and intuitive as possible. It works in the browser, so no installation is required. It engages each user, showing them visually what they're inputting, and also aligned with today's consumer culture stemming from social networks, it immediately reassures them that their vote has been counted and rewards them with disclosure of some of the data so that they even have curiosity as a driver. What you see now is the option to uh, program our robot to ask different questions of different types depending on the topic that the sentiment is based on or the range of the sentiment. So in this case, if we vote low, we can ask, there was how we can do better. What you see on the screen now is a representation of the various scenarios that can be programmed in the robot, something that we do as per your instructions, so that you can spend more of your time in extracting valuable insights from the data. This is a way for you to reward your staff, make sure that people can pay compliments to each other or to their managers. You can also gather data about the silent majority of people who are kind of satisfied, but they would indicate something that can be done even better. You can capture what is somewhat irrelevant to people, or what they can consider problematic, if not a big pain point, and what are the big pains and things that you can act quickly to remove. The data that is collected is the metadata from each device, from social media profiles if they choose to log in with their Facebook account, and algorithmic data. You can pause here to read the detailed descriptions. What you'll be seeing is a very simple overview dashboard that shows you in real time how each one of the topics is performing. So how each one of the branch offices or departments or positions are doing in that particular time range selection. You can see the data broken down over time by volume, by gender, by age group, by location, and see a detailed feed of the additional Q&A data that you've requested. The beauty of this is that this data can also be piped directly to your dashboards of choice, or you can access this solution even from your mobile device. What you're seeing is the exploration of a certain topic in more detail. You can look at the data over a map, so you can see that perhaps the staff in the regional office are more satisfied in certain locations than in others. And you can delve deeper into the data by using our visual exploration engine, which basically allows you to input the specific variables you want the software to plot by applying standard statistical models and visualize for you, so that you can literally explore the wealth of the data gathered very quickly by looking at graphs and noticing where there's something peculiar that perhaps you want to investigate further. HR is one of the areas you can apply this way of thinking and our tool, but there's also added benefits for other types of applications within your organization. This is our team. Uh, we have 4 senior software engineers and 4 business development people, backed by a very large group of angel investors who all come from various fields of marketing, research, HR, and other C-level positions in business. We are once again fully GDPR compliant, and our technology is evolving all the time so that we can best meet your needs. Thank you very much, and all your questions and comments are welcome.